Golden Sun isn't just a cult classic for the GBA, it also delivers some of the finest progression compared to other JRPGs out there. Not only does it do well, but it also has one of the most robust class systems I've ever seen for a GBA title. I dare say it's even better than other games at the time. Today, I'd like to share how it accomplishes not only that, but makes it the experience enriching for the player. So let's get started. Now, JRPGs are usually pretty linear in their progression. You level up, learn new moves, gain new party members, and sometimes you have to grind a little to progress. It's a tried and true system. Over the years, plenty of notable series have developed their own way of enhancing this formula. In today's case, the game achieves this with two of its most defining mechanics, Genie and Psynergy. Before we talk about Genie, I think it's important we talk about the latter first. Golden Sun's premier magic system, Psynergy, is about as synonymous as you can get with RPG magic. It costs PP, deals elemental damage, and you learn more as you level up. What makes it stand apart is the interactions it has outside of combat. The game's claim to fame is the copious amounts of puzzles scattered across the world, and these puzzles are solved by using specific Psynergy you'll acquire throughout your journey. It's pretty similar to HMs in Pokemon, but far less intrusive because move slots don't exist. The game's dungeons will build more and more with each new Psynergy you acquire, meaning that you're always having a use for them rather than them being a simple one-time affair. Now, these puzzles aren't deep. This isn't Professor Layton after all, but the real draw is using powers you acquire later to backtrack to gain new rewards from older dungeons. Let's take this as an example. In the town of Vault, you can draw a genie out of hiding by ringing this bell. However, you have no way of getting to this spot right here. No place in the village that you can see gives you a way to access it. Later on, you'll acquire the Psynergy known as Reveal, which allows you to locate hidden objects and passageways. In Lamakin Desert, you need to use Reveal to locate oases that you don't take damage from heat exhaustion. Note the circular formations that you can find these oases in. You can even find some goodies in, hey, even the genie. Sometime later, you'll be given a new shortcut to trail yourself right back to the aforementioned town. Now, if you were to kind of look throughout the town, you might have noticed a certain setup of tombstones. Looks familiar, doesn't it? As a player, you'll recall how you use Reveal to want to try it out. Lo and behold, you find a hidden ladder which takes you to a new mini dungeon. Not only can you now obtain the prize you so sought after, but also some new equipment if you were diligent enough in combing through the area. Even the starting town of the game, Vale, has another such secret. Paying attention, being curious, and remembering how you use your new powers rewards you not only in the short term, but the long term as well. Yes, I know, the Pokemon comparisons are pretty strong, but it's not like this is the only game that does it. But I believe the rewards are so much more worth it. Heck, you even get stuck in the game, it still offers you a way with a helping hand. You obtained Mind Read way back in Vault as well. With this, you can read the minds of any living NPC in the game, including animals. While plenty of conversation is fluff, there might even be a few hints to easily get what you want. The interactivity between the game's magic system and the world does a lot for keeping the player active. It can get dull just wandering from place to place while also dealing with random encounters. With how brain rot we've become, interaction is key. But what about combat? Well, I'm glad you probably didn't ask. Now we can finally talk about Genie. Throughout the game, you can find these little elemental gremlins scattered throughout the game. Some will join you instantly and some you have to convince through force. These little guys are an important part of the game's progression. To explain this, we need to first talk about Golden Sun's unique class system. Aside from leveling up to earning new Psynergies, what you learn and what can you use is dependent on your class. Classes are determined by what genie you have set up to your characters, and these classes are divided into three types: Mono, Dual, and Tri-Element. Mono elements are classes made with the character's corresponding element. For example, Isaac is a Venus Adept, and so would default to the Squire class line. The more Venus Genie he has set to him, the further along the class he develops. However, let's say we give him Mercury Genie instead. Then he goes from the Squire to Swordsman. Not only does his stats become adjusted based on the class, but what Psynergy he uses also completely changes. Early on, the classes in Psynergy you can use are pretty limited, but once you start acquiring more Genie, your options start to expand. Then you could really start cooking by experimenting with your lineup. In fact, the game really opens up once you use the class system to its fullest. Mono elementals are usually described as the weakest because you only get one kind of elemental attack. That's like giving Articuno only ice type moves. And as if that strategy would ever work, keep in mind you can still beat the game with mono setups and is usually what most beginners opt to do. If you really want to have even more fun, then I suggest trying out different classes. Collecting the Genie is one of the more important aspects of the game. You want to get out of your way to collect them. You can grind levels all you want, but Genie delivers a significant power curve every time you get one, and some are only obtainable via backtracking. When playing through the duology, this will total to a whopping 72 collectible Genie spread across 8 party members. By the time you get them all, you'll almost be done with the game. Exciting, isn't it? Golden Sun, for the flaws it has with puzzles and certain gameplay design, delivers a fantastic progression system that keeps you locked in at all times. If it's your first time playing, I recommend having a guide on you at all times. It's easy to miss certain genie, and these older titles were definitely designed to have the bit of a guide necessity to get what you want. If you want to get into a JRPG, or maybe you've got a nostalgic itch, then you can't go wrong starting here. And if you're a veteran such as myself and want something different, then I highly recommend the Golden Sun Reloaded patch. It overhauls the game's mechanics to be far more balanced and ups the difficulty for a greater challenge. All of what I mention will be in the description below. Remember, I do not advocate for piracy, alright? I simply am recommending to not acquire ROMs and to not get Visual Boy Advance. And so, we've reached the end of our lesson today. Before we end it, I'll be giving the Golden Sun Duology a comboist rating of S. It's worth playing through at least once if you're into JRPGs and GBA titles. Thanks again for the support, and I'll be seeing you all later. Peace.